G'day legends. We're going to take a look at a brand new plugin company called Tuned Plugins. And with their launch, they've got 3 awesome new plugins for us to check out. All of these plugins are based around mixing vocals and just getting them to sound awesome in your mix. So let's check it out. Let's dive into it. Let's see what it's all about. To start with, let me just show you what I've done with these plugins, the before and after.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, 'cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment feeling frozen anymore.
So this is just a little pop song demo thing that I was working on a little while back. That's literally all there is. It's like a 30-second demo at the moment. But I thought this was a great example to show what these plugins do to kind of get that modern tuned vocal sound, a little bit of saturation, a bit of that lush, glossy reverb sound. So this is what it sounds like with the tuned plugins turned off.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all.
All right, so nothing very exciting about it. They sound like a little too thick and woolly in my opinion. They just need kind of like thinning out, brightening up, making it exciting in the mix. But let's go through the processing that we use on this. So our first plugin is Vocal Tune, and as you can guess, it is an auto-tune plugin, and it does sound pretty cool. So you've got your tune speed, so the slower, the more natural it sounds, the faster, the harder and aggressive that tuning is. I've got it all the way on 0 because I just wanted that really tuned sound. I've got the amount to 100% and the vibrato at around 1 to 2%, basically turned off. And I'll show you what that sounds like as we crank it up. And it's also got 2 modes. It's got transparent, which gives us the options that I just talked about. And then we can switch over to modern, and it changes our mount knob to a formant knob, which allows us to kind of tweak the tone of the vocal. So we'll have a little look at that as well. So this is what it sounds like on the settings that I've dialed in.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all.
So it does that auto-tune thing really nicely. So this is an interesting knob here, the vibrato knob. Have a listen to what it does as we play with this.
'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment feeling frozen anymore.
So pretty cool. You can add some shake to your voice, and you can even just automate that onto certain notes to create a bit of interest. So it's a cool little feature there. Now have a listen to what it sounds like when we switch it into modern mode and we play with that formant knob.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment feeling frozen anymore.
And there's a reverb knob on here as well. So whether you just want to chuck a tiny bit of reverb in, it can sound really cool mixed in with your auto-tune. And like most auto-tuners, you can pick your key, you can choose between your scales, chromatic, major, minor, and you can do custom scales, as well as a reference. So if you are doing a different tuning to the standard 440 Hertz, you could bring that down or up depending where you are. So that's our first plugin. That's giving us our tuned vocal sound. Next up, we have Vocal Chain. And with this plugin, we can really shape the sound of our vocal. So we've got the low cut knob, we can add body, we can add air. There's a width knob, there's saturation, compression, as well as a blend mix knob, and there's oversampling as well. Now, as I said before, I felt like the vocals were kind of thick and woolly sounding. There's just like a lot of low mids, a lot of low kind of build up. And with this style of track, I want the vocals to be kind of like thinner and more present sounding to really cut through. So I've got the low cut cranked all the way up to 174 Hertz, basically as far as you can take it. And then I've put back a tiny bit of body, 3 dBs, and I put in about 3.5 dBs of air. And then the width knob, I've just left at 0. And there's a bit of saturation, a bit of compression, and then we've got the blend at about 80%. And then I boosted the output just a touch. Let's have a listen to what this is doing.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment.
So you can hear it's adding a little bit of color to it, a bit of grit, a bit of air, a bit of saturation, compression. Like it's just making the vocals sound a little bit more exciting. You can hear that in the mix and see how it helps it cut through.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment.
So it helps remove a bit of that kind of muddiness in the voice and help it just cut through the mix a bit better. Let me just kind of play with these settings and exaggerate them a little bit for you so you can really hear what this can do.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment. Feeling frozen anymore, anymore.
Couple options there for kind of shaping your vocal and coloring it. You can get that saturation sound, or you can add a bit of air. You can make it really clean. You can add a bit of thickness and low end to it as well. So just depending what your vocal needs, there's a couple options there to tweak it. All right, and lastly, this ties it all together and just makes the vocal sound really nice, gives it that little bit of gloss, the tuned reverb. Now you've got the option to add or take away body and air to the reverb. You can play with the pre-delay from 0 milliseconds all the way up to 85 milliseconds. You can adjust the decay time from 150 milliseconds all the way up to 6 seconds. There's a width knob as well as a blend knob, which allows you to get your balance between wet and dry.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, made it all.
A very luscious sounding reverb. I've pulled a lot of body out of it, again, just because our vocals have a lot of body in them already. So it just kind of adds to like making the reverb too full sounding. And then I've cranked a bit of air into it. Let's have a listen to what this sounds like as we push it further into the wet signal.
'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't.
So that's really cool. And this would probably work really well on a reverb send. You know, if you feel like you needed to carve a little bit more out, you can add an EQ before or after it and really shape the reverb even more. But just for the demonstration today, I've got this on our vocal channel strip and we're using the blend knob just to get our balance. So these are the settings that I dialed in and this is what it sounds like.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment. Feeling frozen anymore, anymore.
So lush. It's definitely like the glue that brings this all together in this particular song anyway. Just having that kind of like spacey reverb over this kind of beat just works really well, especially with like the auto tune and a little bit of saturation. Just that kind of like modern pop kind of sound, which is like pretty cool. So one more time, before and after.
'Cause how long is too long? Can't take back all of my mistakes. I wish I never made it all, made it all. 'Cause time won't erase this, but I won't waste another moment. Feeling frozen anymore, anymore.
So there you go, guys. That is tuned plugins. We had vocal tune, vocal chain, and tuned reverb. 3 awesome plugins that just really help you get your vocals sounding awesome in a mix. If you think that these plugins look like something that might interest you and your productions, then use that link in the description below to go and check them out, grab a copy, and start using them in your productions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support this channel, head over to my website using the link in the description below. You can check out my range of drum samples and mixing courses. Grabbing a copy of any of those really helps support the time that goes into making these kind of videos. And if you haven't checked out Safari pedals yet, then check out this next video coming up where we're going to run through a bunch of their plugins and see how they sound.
'Cause how long is too long?